I'm Jessica Hickok, your CEO of the Oklahoma Association of Realtors, and this is your annual report. OAR has had more than 12,500 members, which is greater than a 9% increase year over year and a 75% increase over the past 5 years. In 2020, Realtor members closed on 53,361 residential properties in Oklahoma, an 11.2% increase from 2019. For a total volume of more than $11.6 billion, which is a 23.6% increase over the same time period. 2020 was a year that saw drastic changes in how members conducted business and how each of us lived our lives. As your association, we saw the COVID-19 pandemic as a challenge to stick to the values and objectives laid out by the 6 pillars of OAR's strategic vision. Key takeaways in each of those 6 categories include: OAR had $2,446,963 in revenue and $1,993,219 in expenses, resulting in a net income of $513,743. OAR's cash and investment balance is now over $5.3 million. The OAR Board of Directors and members elected to shrink the size of the Board of Directors from more than 130 down to 86. OAR also began taking the first steps to appraise and evaluate the functionality of the headquarters building and how members might be best served through improvements, renovations, or new construction. OAR and Oklahoma RPAC achieved our 4th straight year of being recognized as the NAR's President Cup Award winner and one of only 14 states to win the award in 2020. Oklahoma RPAC had a 46% participation rate with 131 major investors and had a total of $327,000 invested by Oklahoma Realtors. Oklahoma RPAC also dispersed more than $225,000 in 129 legislative seats with a success rate of 95% in those races, making RPAC the largest contributor in the state. Perhaps the biggest accomplishment of the year, however, was real estate being deemed an essential industry, allowing realtors in Oklahoma the ability to continue operating their businesses at the outset of the COVID-19 pandemic. The 2020 highlights for consumer outreach include being able to impact the broader real estate community by putting forward 2 nominees to serve on the Oklahoma Real Estate Commission. Both of our nominees, Mary Terry and Susan Beach, were then nominated by Governor Stitt and confirmed by the Oklahoma Senate and now serve on the commission. The Oklahoma Housing Foundation stood ready to assist those seeking emergency housing. We received $4,000 from the purchase of Oklahoma Realtor license plates from the Oklahoma Tax Commission throughout the year. OAR utilized a $35,000 NAR Consumer Advocacy Grant to promote the 2019 passed Homebuyer Savings Account Act, combining the effort with $15,000 from OAR's own Legislative and Public Awareness Fund to further promote the Homebuyer Savings Account, remote online notary, and the new updated real estate marketing rules. After March, OAR transitioned to offering all education classes and all conferences and even all professional standards hearings through virtual means only. The Graduate Realtor Institute program, known as GRI, saw an increase in attendance and graduates with 372, up 6%, attendees and 51 graduates, which was up 13%, both higher than the year before. OAR is also working to build online courses to ensure that the GRI program continues to serve as post-licensing education for provisional licensees. The virtual OAR annual conference had more than 200 attendees, and Broker Summit, offered for broker and charge credit with OREC for the first time, had more than 50 attendees. In total, 14,520 hours of continuing education were earned in 2020. Last year also saw an increase of realtors taking advantage of OAR's professional standards services, with 42 ethics complaints filed. Of those, 25 moved forward to a hearing, 8 were found in violation of the Code of Ethics. In addition, 7 arbitration requests were also filed in 2020. OAR's Legal Line is an important tool to help our members answer questions regarding ethics in Oklahoma law. Now 3 years old, the legal line has answered over 1,000 questions, averaging over 1 question a day in 2020. Some of the most common issues raised are earnest money disputes, dealing with the TRR process, and not surprisingly, understanding the contract. Another effort to educate our members is through the Talking Real podcast. The podcast is now in its 4th year and has had almost 50,000 listens and 20,000 video views on more than 160 episodes. Member communications became a top priority in the early days of the pandemic, with members visiting the website and our social media pages for information about safety and updates for their business. All told, the OAR website had more than 73,000 page views, with the coronavirus resource page being the most clicked page of the year. Social media engagement was also high across all of our platforms. 1.4 million social media impressions, 117,000 video views, nearly 50,000 engagements, nearly 19,000 clicks on links in posts, 1,800 followers gained. As OAR took advantage of the NAR Consumer Advocacy Grant, we also utilized the opportunity to launch a consumer-facing website, complete with resources and shareable content, oklahoma.realestate. This strategy allowed us to track website visitors who were interested in consumer resources, like information about the Homebuyer Savings Account, and promote the value of using a realtor to the Oklahoma public. Some aspects of the campaign are still running, but preliminary totals for the advertising budget include more than 1.5 million impressions from ads on the web, social media, and streaming radio like Pandora and Spotify. Those impressions have garnered thousands of website visits, with Why Realtors being the most clicked page when people visit. Last year saw our association pivot to focus on things essential to your business, and our members were rewarded. In turn, despite the difficulties throughout the year, the position of the Oklahoma Association of Realtors is very strong.